2 years ago this week, Russell Brand was kicked out of the GQ Awards for pointing out that one of the sponsors, Hugo Boss, manufactured Nazi uniforms. Let's take a look at that.
Also glad to grace the stage where Boris Johnson has just made light of the use of chemical weapons in Syria, meaning that GQ can now stand for Genocide Quips. I mention that only to make this next comment a bit lighter, because if any of you that know a little bit about history and fashion will know that Hugo Boss made the uniforms for the Nazis. And the Nazis did have flaws, but, you know, they did look fantastic. Let's face it.
Some people like Russell Brand, some people don't. I'm sort of in the middle. He can be very funny. He does genuinely seem to want to make the world a better place. I don't agree with him on all issues. I think that on some issues he's just sort of misguided, not out of malice, but more just out of not having all the information on a lot of issues, including wealth and income inequality. He really astutely puts together some really good arguments. When you're a celebrity, people pay more attention to you. More people pay more attention to you. And corporate media also helps people to pay more attention to you. And it's one of those situations, Lewis, where we have to take what we can that Russell Brand points out that we think is good, and he is making somewhat of an impact, and he is discussing some issues that we would be very well served to have discussed more frequently. At the top of my list is that of income and wealth inequality.
Yeah, most celebrities, most people at Brand's level of celebrity will not use the spotlight to make statements like this. They will not accept an award or present an award and say something inflammatory or outrageous. So I think we can be glad that there are people like Brand who will use this to their advantage in situations like this.
And as the organizer of an event, I could understand why this is a disaster for you, but Russell Brand is at least able to make his arguments coherently and logically. To sort of show you a contrast to that, sometimes when celebrities try to make political points, it sounds like this.
With the breach of 3 levees protecting New Orleans, the landscape of the city has changed dramatically, tragically, and perhaps irreversibly. There's now over 25 feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know it's been 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give, and just to imagine if I was down there, and those are my people down there. So anybody out there that wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor, the black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that could help are at war right now, fighting another way, and they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating, is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
In the past few...
Yeah, so Kanye West, I mean, a very different sort of scenario there.
Yes, well, one of the two people we're talking about here is intelligent and funny, and the other is Kanye West. So, not that great a statement from Kanye.
The entire George W. Bush doesn't care about black people thing that Kanye West did is one of my favorite celebrities going political moments that I can recall.
It's one of my favorites as well, but not because all of the crazy things he said really, resonate with us.
No.
Just because it was an incredible television moment, really.
Yeah, and the look on Mike Myers' face when that happens. I mean, you couldn't, if you were to script that and prepare everybody's reactions to it, you wouldn't get a better incident than Mike Myers looking stunned, and then the camera cutting back to, I think it was Chris Tucker, who looked just as confused about where to go next.
I will say this, though. It's still a pretty impressive poker face by Mike Myers. He held it together pretty well considering what was happening 2 feet away from him.